Hello dear students, welcome to computer science class. My name is Lemina. In today's class we are going to deal about the first chapter, that is overview of computer. Let us see what is computer. Computer is an electronic machine. It can store, recall and process data. Also, it can perform tasks or complex calculations according to a set of instructions or program. So basically, computer is a machine. It can store the data, it can recall. Whenever you want, you can use it and process it. It can also perform calculations based on the instructions assigned to it. Let us see how does this computer works. Let me explain this with an example. Preparation of tea. To prepare a tea, we need basic ingredients like water, tea powder, milk and sugar. So these are the basic ingredients. We put all these ingredients into a vessel and we boil it. And boiling is called processing. And whatever outcome we get is called tea. So here tea is nothing but output. In the same way, computer works on input, output and process. Let us discuss one by one. Input unit. Computer cannot work on its own. So we need to enter letters, numbers, pictures and some other instructions to make it to work. We need to send the data into the computer through input devices. Input devices are keyboard and mouse. So keyboard and mouse are the basic input devices. Processing. Working on data is called as processing. The CPU works on data and does all calculations and thinking and produce the output. The obtained result is sent to the output unit. Characteristics of computer. Let us see what are the different characteristics of computer. The first one, speed. Computer works very fast. That means it can execute millions of instructions per second. Speed of computer is measured in terms of MIPS, that is millions instructions per second, or BIPS, that is billions instructions per second. So example for speed of computer is money counting machine. It counts money faster than man. The next one is storage. Computer can store large amount of data and information. So there are two types of storage in computer: primary storage and secondary storage. Computer uses primary storage devices to store the data temporarily. Also, computer uses secondary storage devices to store the data permanently. As you can see in the picture, primary storage devices are ROM and RAM. So these are used by the computer to store the data temporarily. Secondary storage devices are DVD, CD, hard disk, pen drive, memory card. So these are used by the computer to store the data permanently. Next one is accuracy. The computer generated results are accurate and exact without any mistakes. So there are chances of making mistakes by human. But when it comes to computer, it doesn't make any mistake. Next one is diligence. Computer doesn't suffer from tiredness. That means A computer can continue without getting tired. Man needs rest after working for a long time, but a computer does not get tired and can work for long hours. Moving on to next one, that is versatility. It is the ability of computer to perform multiple tasks at the same time. It means a computer can perform multiple tasks or many tasks at the same time. It can perform different tasks like scientific calculation, business processing. Even at the same time, you can play games and you can paint, etc. The next one is flexibility. It involves number of things you can do with the computer, like you can play games, you can do business tasks, multimedia, and so on. Next one is cost effectiveness. Computer reduces paperwork and human effort by reducing cost. The next concept is components of computer system. So components of computer are hardware, software, data and information, and user. Hardware. The physical part of computer system are called as hardware. That means the components of computer which can be seen, touch and feel. They are printer, a monitor, a mouse, keyboard. So these are the devices you can touch and feel. The next one is software. So what is the meaning of software? Software is a computer program written using some computer programming language to operate the computer system. So it tells the hardware what to do. Unlike hardware, you cannot touch the software. In the coming days, you are going to learn about C++ programming, which is one of the programming language you're going to learn in this year. So there are two types of software, that is system software and application software. System software. It is a type of program that is designed to control the computer hardware and its application programs. Example, Microsoft Windows, Linux, DOS. So these are the system softwares. Application software is a type of software which is written by user to perform particular task like drawing a picture, playing computer games, etc. So example for application software are Paint and MS Office and so on. So here there are some examples. Linux, this is a system software, that is operating system. And we have Gmail, that is application software. YouTube, even this is also application software. Oh, Microsoft Windows, this is a system software. In this slide we have different operating systems. So altogether these are system softwares. We have Microsoft Windows, Windows 95, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Macintosh, Android, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Linux. So all these are system softwares. Okay, these are application softwares. We have camera, WhatsApp, contacts, Gmail, YouTube, calendar, and many more. So these altogether called as application softwares. Moving on to next one, data and information. Data is a collection of unprocessed items which can include text, numbers, audio or video. The computer processed data is called as information, which has definite meaning. User. User is a person who uses the computer. So here I am going to explain briefly about data and information. We have different columns here: division, roll number, name, accountancy, English, maths, economics, business studies. So these are the column which consist of data. So roll number, under roll column whatever is there, it is a data. Name is also a data. The marks of 5 subjects, you can see there are different marks under each subject. So all those are called as data. So the next topic is block diagram of computer or functional components of computer. Students, please note this is an important question in the exam point of view, so pay your attention carefully. As I discussed earlier, there are 4 major components in computer: input unit, central processing unit, which is also known as CPU, memory unit, and a output unit. Central processing unit, we have 2 subunits, that is control unit, also known as CU, and arithmetic logic unit, ALU. So ALU means arithmetic logic unit, CU is control unit, CPU is central processing unit. So there are 5 major operations that a computer can perform. First one is it accepts data and instructions through the input devices, and it stores the data and instructions. It processes the data as per the instructions supplied to it. Control all the operations inside the computer. Finally, it gives the result in the form of output. Let me explain these functional components of computer in brief. As I told you earlier, there are 4 major components in computer: input unit, a storage unit which has 2 types, primary storage and secondary storage, and we have central processing unit which has 2 subunits, arithmetic logic unit or ALU, and control unit, CU. We also have an output unit. So how does this input unit work? Through the input devices, it allows us to enter the data into the computer. We can send the data in the form of numbers, letters, pictures, and so on. So input devices are keyboard, mouse, scanner, webcam, joystick. So these are the input devices. Through these devices, we send the data into the computer. After sending the data, central processing unit processes it. It performs necessary operations on the data and produce the result and send the produced result or processed data to the output unit. So what is the work of control unit? Control unit controls the input unit and output unit. ALU performs arithmetic logic unit operations. As the name suggests, it performs arithmetic and logic operations. So there are different arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Logic operations are logical AND operation, logical OR operation, and logical NOT operation. If the computer wants to store some intermediate the result, it uses primary storage devices to store the data temporarily. If you want to store the data permanently, secondary storage devices are used. Through the output devices, we can see the result in the output screen. There are different output devices: monitor, printer, speaker, project. Through these output devices, we can see the result in the output unit. I hope you understand, students. That's all for today's class. We'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.